Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today we're going to do a special edition reading. We're going to take a deep dive into divine masculine energy. Let's see what's going on with them. Let's see what do we need to know. This reading will be useful both for divine masculine, so they get more clarity, more food for thought of what's going on right now and why. How to interpret certain things, right? Some advice on how to act, and also for the divine feminine cross watchers, because you'll be able to get more insight first of all into the masculine energy within you, but also what's going on with your potential DM, with your counterpart, right, who like to take a peek to know more, especially for those of us who are in no contact, right? So you'll get a better idea what's going on with them. And again, I invite you ideally to use this information to see how it maybe is mirroring something in your life, right? Or at least seeing how ready your DM is to further your relationship, your communication, whatever your phase of union is. All right. So for those who are new, welcome, and there is a bunch of information in the description box about my content and services. I do personal readings, I do coaching, and if you want to be on my podcast, you're welcome. I have recorded an episode for 3 or 4 weeks now, so we'll see what happens. I'm considering branching out and just running it as my own thing on YouTube. I'll probably do shorter episodes, or I'll post clips. I don't know if I'll be posting the entire interviews, but we'll see what happens. Stand by for now. But there's so many episodes that have already come out, and more than a year that I've been doing this with Bold and Brave TV. So there's a link to the playlist. You can also search for it on Spotify. It's called Mindfully Awake if you prefer to listen, or any podcast platform. I'm promoting Spotify because that's where I'm listening to podcasts. But if you are a fan of Apple Podcasts or any other platform where you listen, it's also available there. All right, with all that said, let's get started. And you know that I like, for those of you who are the usual, by the way, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. For those who are familiar with my format, you know that I start with an oracle message, which, surprise, surprise, has the word encouragement with 2 cute giraffes here on the bottom. I will pull a card for both the feminine and the masculine, because I know that both are watching. And we'll start with a card for the feminine, and then we'll focus entirely on the masculine energy for today. All right, I hope you guys are doing great. I continue my stay in Florida, at a different location, but it's also nice. I'm enjoying myself. I have already done, as you can probably see, quite a lot of tanning on the beach. Tanning meaning like actual sunbathing, because tanning actually sounds like I was putting on fake tan on myself. No, I don't do that when I am by the ocean. But yeah, I had to be smart today and take a little bit of a break from the sun. And I'm not a big fan of the pool, so that is not a great option for me either. And I mean, you're still in the sun technically. Yeah, so I took a break from that, and there's actually such a strong thunderstorm here. Oh my God. It's like, I'm so glad that I'm inside. I mean, yeah, it's like, whether you're at the beach or at the premises of your resort, it's not a big deal, especially in summer. It's like, it's fine. We're still in civilization. You know what I mean? Like, even at the beach, you can still get your stuff and get inside. Like, nothing to worry about. But I still don't like being outside in wet weather, regardless of the circumstance. I was like, I'm so glad I'm spending time inside. I'm eating my fruit. I'm doing my reading, my journaling, whatever else I feel like doing right now, that's inside. So that's been my day inside today, but tomorrow I have more adventures coming up. For those of you who are interested, the easiest way to follow my travels is to subscribe to my Instagram account. I post everything in stories. I'm looking to continue posting the posts from travels, but I'm currently about 2 years behind, so you know, we'll see what happens. It's not as quick as you can imagine. It's gonna take me some time to catch up. So for now, stories are your best bet. If you want to follow me, there will be new content in the coming days. Okay, with all that said, Divine Feminine, you got the storm fields here. We're just talking about thunderstorm. Wow. Well, this card is talking, it's like a tower moment, really, right? But because it's called a storm, they're using this metaphor to talk about the positive nature of the storm, right? Because it's it's bringing, it's like it's feeding the nature. Yeah, there is some distraction for sure, but it also brings that change, that wind, that rain, whatever is necessary for nature. It's like a part of natural cycle, right? It's something that's actually part of nature, just like that, right? We may perceive it as solely negative thing, but actually it allows for something new to grow, for rejuvenation of nature and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes even for creation of new landscapes. So take that opportunity for whatever storm is happening in your life or maybe is about to happen. Use it as motivation, I'm hearing, to make some changes in your life towards what you want your life to be. And that's where I advise you to do the future identity exercise, where you do some, I guess, brainstorming, right? And then journaling of how you see yourself, what you see where you see your future identity. I think I spoke about it in the last reading, actually. So start writing down how you see your life, right? And then it will be a lot more clear for you to see how you can start taking steps towards it. And storms a lot of times help us with that. It's like my old comfort zone is not available anymore anyway. I might as well take a swing and make some changes that will bring me closer to my goal, that kind of thing. Wow. And masculines, you got that card that I was looking at, encouragement, number 54. Yeah, so you're definitely not alone. This is a reminder. Your guides are with you, your friends and family are with you, hopefully. Or at least right now is the time to call on them, right? And it's up to you, of course, to think of like, what's the occasion? What is it that you want to share? Or where they could be of help and support. But remember that you're not supposed to do all of this alone. Yes, we like to think, or we are used to thinking that spiritual journey is a lot about, doing it on your own. It's like a journey of one warrior, but we are human beings, we're social creatures for a reason, right? And a big part of the path is a big part of practical application of what you're learning is with other people. And I don't know about you, but for me, I've noticed it so many times in my life that while I'm by myself in more of a hermit mode and I don't interact much with an outside world, it's a lot easier to just kind of be in my shell in a good way, right? Like enjoy my life, also doing some healing, shadow work, whatever, right? But it's like I can, after I've done whatever work I was doing, it's easier to just come back to my state of wherever I'm comfortable, right? I don't need to manage other people's fields and thoughts and expectations and insecurities and everything else. As soon as I'm with another person, it's like an extra level of challenge, right? Because immediately it's like, okay, well, now there's my baggage, of course, that I'm bringing to the table, but there's also another person's baggage. And now on top of my own stuff, I have to deal with theirs. And there's no right or wrong here, right? It's not like one of us is better than the other. It's not about that comparison. It's just like that. It's like, ooh, it's not as easy, right? Because when I'm only making decisions for myself, it's a lot easier, right? When there's another person, then it's like, ooh, now I need to express myself so it makes sense to the other person of where I'm coming from. I need to be able to listen to their point of view. We need to be able to negotiate, find compromise if the answer is not absolutely obvious or we're both on the same page. All these things. At the end of the day, it's also about supporting each other, not just like in joyful and happy moments, but also in times when, you know, something bad is happening. And that also takes energy. But it is important. So this is just a reminder. We'll do a 9-card reading. We'll look at what the energy of Divine Masculine Collective is right now. We'll see what are their thoughts towards the feminines and what action are they taking at this time towards feminine or otherwise. So for the energy, we have the Fool. I'll lay out the cards and then I'll speak to them. Ace of Pentacles, wonderful. Ooh. Excuse me. Ooh. 3 of Swords. All right. Thoughts towards the feminines. Knight of Swords. 8 of Wands. And the Moon. And then the action, the Sun. Love this. Even more so as we are stepping into the Leo season. Page of Swords. And Knight of Wands. Lovely. All right, and bottom of the deck is 5 of Swords. So you know what? I immediately can tell from the cards and from this 5 of Swords that masculines, especially with this recent full moon energy that we had just a few days ago, masculines are now seeing much more clearly where they've been fooling themselves, where they've been deceiving themselves, right? And they don't want to do that anymore. It's like, yeah, I had an image of my perfect someone, or even of my perfect life in general, right? I was walking towards it, and now I can see how much of that had holes in it. Like, that plan was not real. It could live on the paper. My chemistry teacher used to say, paper can take anything, right? But when you are actually performing or like carrying out your experiment, then there could be some questions, right? And you'll see that immediate feedback if something goes wrong with your lab experiment in chemistry, right? And it's like here, masculines are like, yeah, I had this dream, I had this fantasy, but it was a fantasy, right? And now it's like back to the real world, back to the drawing board, and I'm seeing what is the more, not even more realistic plan, not in terms of like something smaller, right? Like this is more realistic than something out there. No, it's more like, do I actually want that? And when we break it down, it's like, not really, because my values are actually, and there's this list. So now masculines are aligning this future vision or plan with what their values are. And that changes quite a lot. As you can see with the energy, it's opening up some doors, definitely, for a new beginning. And I love how huge this pentacle is in this deck particularly, right? It helps heal the heart, but it's a process, right? It takes a lot of trust from the masculines. And they are trying to be very trusting, but it's kind of like a back and forth. The Fool card is a major arcana, so it means the divine is guiding them that way, is helping them release doubt and control. But it's like, it just takes time, right? The same as with the heart healing, also takes time. And it's almost like a reciprocal process, because healed heart kind of assumes certain level of trust. If there are trust issues, means that there's something that needs to be healed with the heart. So that's the energy. But there are big opportunities coming in as a reward for all this work that masculines have been doing and how they've been revisiting their goals, plans, desires, even feelings to some degree, right? How are they feeling towards the feminines right now? Knight of Swords, 8 of Wands, and the Moon. They are struggling, and part of that heart healing work is that masculines are they are in pain, and even intuitively and on a very deep subconscious level, it calls them, or it gets them to call on to their feminine, at least on 5D level. It's like this, I'm looking at this wolf, you know, and I'm imagining like this wolves like crying to the, you know, to the moon, and just wallowing and, you know, in pain. And that's what I sense is happening with DMs. They want to talk, they want to have, both of these cards about communication. They want to talk to the DF, but right now they know that this conversation is not going to be their most sexy and charming self, because they are actually in pain. They almost like they need you, you know, the feminines watching. They need their feminine. They want them to be next to them. They want that encouragement from the feminine, that everything is going to be okay, that they're going to love them just the same. But they're also at the same time still embarrassed to show up in that energy and ask for that, especially because some of them realize how much hurt they've caused to the feminines. The action that's being taken: the Sun, Page of Swords, and Knight of Wands. So masculines are reigniting passion in their heart, right? They want to start new beginnings with that in mind, with what brings them joy, with what makes them happy, for real. And that's where that restructuring comes in, or redrawing the vision that I talked about at the beginning, right? So with this new vision, they're paying attention. One of their top priority points is this gonna make me happy? Is this bringing like real, true emotional fulfillment to my life? Is that making my life better, right? And whatever that criterion is. If yes, then I'm gonna consider it. Even if it's difficult, even if it seems like it's gonna take a while, I'm still gonna, you know, put it on my plan. If not, then it goes out, right? The Knight of Wands is also a card of passion. For some, I'm hearing there are a few scenarios here. For some of the masculines, they are getting the courage to reach out to the feminine and talk to them about their feelings, or at least wanting to have more time together, to be more present in each other's lives. For others, it's about passion towards life, and masculines are starting to get out there more and experiment with different activities, things that were on their bucket list, or something that just came to their mind while they were doing this brainstorming exercise. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go and do that. I'm gonna take that paragliding experience next weekend, you know? Or I'm gonna take the trip to the jungle that I've been dreaming about for the last 5 years, or whatever it is. I'm giving examples, but you know what I mean, right? So for feminines watching, don't be surprised if your DM disappears for a little while. It means that they're in the process of fulfilling the dream and of following the passion, following the energy, the flow, you know, where it's taking them. Great energy. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this was useful for you. If so, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.